Good morning, everyone. So St. Matthew's today, we have some students from grade 7 and grade 6 who will help us understand a bit more about the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Some of you have heard about Orange Shirt Day before. Some of you have heard about residential schools. Today, during this assembly, we hope to put this all together so we understand why Thursday we're going to take time to remember this important event.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our assembly today. I would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional, unceded territories of the KATZIE, KWANTLEN, and other Coast Salish Indigenous communities.
Today, we will take some time as a school family to learn about Canada's newest day of remembrance called the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, which will take place on Thursday, September 30th, 2021. It is also known as Orange Shirt Day. In fact, you might know that on this day, there is no school and that many businesses will also be closed on Thursday, and that our school on Wednesday, we are allowed to wear orange shirts. Why is that? This is a day when we honor the Indigenous children who were sent away to residential schools in Canada to learn more about the history of those schools.
What is a residential school? Residential schools were schools that the government, leaders of Canada, asked churches to run. Approximately 150,000 Indigenous children, Métis, Inuit, and First Nations were sent to these schools between the 1860s and the 1990s. These schools removed Indigenous children from their families, forcing them to speak English or French instead of their own languages, disconnecting them from their culture and traditions. The government has acknowledged that this approach was wrong, cruel, and ineffective, and offered an official apology to the Indigenous people of Canada in 2008.
Archbishop Miller, the leader of our Catholic Church in Vancouver, has also spoke out and said that he wishes to apologize sincerely to the survivors and their families, as well as to all those affected by the bad behavior of some members of the church who led the residential schools. Archbishop Miller has said that the residential schools led to devastation for Indigenous children and families. Why do we wear orange shirts? The orange shirt in Orange Shirt Day refers to a new shirt that young Indigenous girl named Phyllis Lipstadt was given by her grandmother for her first day of school at St. Joseph Mission Residential School in British Columbia. When Phyllis got to school, the teachers took away the clothes she brought home, including her new shirt from her beloved grandmother. It was never returned to Phyllis. The color orange has always reminded her of the experiences at residential school, and as she said, how my feelings didn't matter, how no one cared, and it felt like I was worth nothing. All of us little children were crying, and no one cared. We have used the word Indigenous a lot in this assembly. Does anyone know what it means? Anyone else? And now we will watch a short video explaining about the importance of the word Indigenous.
important contributions. We know that God tells us to love and value all people, no matter what they look like or where they come from. And this is true for the Indigenous people of Canada. Did you know that the Indigenous people of Canada created a lot of cool games, including the cross and something called siturtak, or the monkey dance? Never heard of siturtak? Well, this is how you play it. Participants start in a squatting position, facing each other in a circle. The dance involves kicking one leg out while maintaining the squat position with the other, alternating legs back and forth. When you hit the floor, you're out. The dance ends when the last child hits the floor. As we conclude our assembly, remember that this week we'll be taking time to pray for, and remember that every child matters. Let us all together pray Cowichan prayer based on a very famous prayer.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. High Lord, our Father, let all the people know thy name.
So everyone together, let
And now we will sing O Canada. One, two, three.
I'll let you think about it. Anybody else? What did you learn? Matthew?
Indigenous people.
You learned the word indigenous people. Awesome. Wow. 5 years old and you can say that big word. And indigenous people have been here for a short time or for a long time. What do you think? Dominic? For a very long time. In fact, they were some of the first original settlers in Canada. What else did you learn? What did you learn about the orange shirt? You notice that on the stand there's an orange shirt. Why do we honor Orange Shirt Day? Liam, one. Liam, you did such a good job. I heard you, but I want to make sure everybody else hears you too. Can you say it again?
A girl in one of the grades got her new orange shirt taken away.
Right. And she felt really sad, and she felt that by having that orange shirt taken away, it was part of something that was really close to her because her grandmother gave it to her. So we want to remember that every child and their feelings matter. And so on Wednesday, we're going to be wearing orange shirts as much as we can to help us remember that. I even noticed that some people have orange masks as well. Might be a great day to wear your orange mask too. One more thing. What else did you learn today? Learn this morning? Olivia.
I learned what the word indigenous meant.
Excellent. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It means like about the culture, about the country.
Yeah, it's connected with the culture in our country because the indigenous people, the Métis, the Inuit, First Nations, were the first settlers in Canada. So excellent. Good listening. All right. So St. Matthew's today, keep this in mind because I know that all of your teachers for the next few days will be doing activities with you in regards to the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. So keep this in mind. And you'll notice too that right now, can anybody see what I have on my sweater? I know some of us are far, far away. What do you think I have on my sweater? Because you guys, in a couple of days, will be receiving the same thing. Olivia?
It's a sticker that says every child matters.
That's right. And so to help us remember this, on Wednesday, not only will you get to wear orange, not only will you get a sticker that helps us remember it as well, we're going to also observe a minute of silence during our lunchtime announcements. So keep that all in mind. All right. So St. Matthew's, when your teachers are ready, they will take you back to class. Thank you and have a good morning.